Hey everyone, and welcome back to Middle Earth Lore. So today we have another article, of course. Surprise, surprise, I know. But this is the kind of thing that I do for all Lord of the Rings on Prime News. And speaking of which, I'm kind of feeling like it's more and more of a roller coaster, becoming more and more of a roller coaster, because either there's some really, really good news that I'm really excited for, and there's some other news that kind of put me in the more skeptical area, you know, like I've been for the last few videos. And yeah, you'll see why. So the first article that we have here is Amazon's Lord of the Rings TV show can't contradict Tolkien's lore. Now you may notice I have another tab open, which is the LOTR on Prime subreddit, and basically that's where I get, I'll be honest, that's where I get like pretty much all of my news from, because these guys are super awesome when it comes to all this news. Like, they're crazy. Like, I'll be asleep and boom, there's new news, and I think it could be because, you know, a lot of them from Europe and other parts of the world. But if you haven't checked out this subreddit, which you probably have, you probably even have come from there, make sure you do, because not only are they the first ones to actually get the news, and this is kind of like the sort of official one for the show, but also they have lots of discussions and theories, and the people there, especially in odds, like, they're all really cool people. So yeah, definitely go and check them out. Anyway, going back to this article, basically what this is talking about is Tom Shippey, the Tolkien scholar that I mentioned last week, or in my last video, which you can go and check out over here, is saying that the Tolkien estate will insist that the main shape of the Second Age is not altered. That Sauron invades Eriador, is forced back by a Númenorian expedition, returns to Númenor. There he corrupts the Númenorians and seduces them to break the ban of the Valar. All this, the course of history, must remain the same. So basically what he's saying here is that that the Tolkien Society wants it to be so that they can have their own creative show, which is something that I'm actually looking forward to, because, you know, that way you can keep it fresh, and that way you don't have to kind of rely off the books. You know, nobody's going to get angry if you do something that's not exactly the way the books went, and, you know, everyone's going to be surprised. It's not like, oh, I've read the book, so, you know, oh, I know this is going to happen. No, it always kind of keeps you surprised, and it's kind of fresh. But as long as you don't, you know, go to another level where you kind of break the laws of the already established universe that we have, and I know a lot of shows do that these days, which I'm actually glad is actually being said, because this is exactly what I want to see. Something that kind of can fit within the Second Age, but isn't, and is new, but isn't, you know, breaking any kind of laws of their already established universe. It is unfortunate for some, though, that, you know, the First Age and the Third Age are both off limits to the TV show, so don't expect hobbits, Gondorians, or familiar faces in the new adaptation, which I know a lot of people will be sad about, but again, I'm pretty happy that we won't see any familiar faces, at least, because I'm glad that, you know, we're separating it from, you know, Jackson's trilogy. You know, not everything has to be directly to that, and, you know, that way we can kind of set up our own continuity and expect new things. And, you know, again, like I've said in the past, if you were to bring some of the characters back, I'd prefer to have a new cast, people that we haven't seen before, preferably, because not only do you not expect anything from them, but also with a new cast, you know, you don't have to always relate it back to Jackson's work, where all those other cast members, if you were to bring them back, you know, personally, I think they're all getting a little bit old, visibly older, like I've said again and again. And yeah, I'm kind of glad that this is what they're doing. But they did announce another piece of information kind of before this. Most of you know this, was that they've essentially ordered about 20 episodes. In this article, it says that there would be 22, but this is according to The Guardian, at least. And, you know, with that number of episodes, it's kind of... how do I say this? It's a bit long, and I feel like if you have that many, it's going to be dragged out. There's so many shows that have that kind of number, like the CW shows with Flash and Arrow, and before I stopped watching them, and I actually enjoyed them, there was always that thing where, because there were so many episodes, They had a bunch of filler episodes, which I didn't really care too much about. I just wanted to watch the main stuff. And, you know, if I'm not saying that they can't do that. If it's all main stuff in those 20 episodes or 22 episodes, that is fantastic. I don't know how they're going to pull it off. And I'm really looking forward to it. On the other hand, some people have told me that, you know, maybe it's going to be half an hour per episode. So essentially it would be almost like 10 episodes. And 10 episodes is a kind of like the best number for me because, you know, they kind of get the beginning to the end of the season. And, you know, a lot of the shows that I really like Ozark, Stranger Things, Umbrella Academy, they tell the story in the 10 episodes that they need. And that's it. That's all you really need to know. But again, if it is an hour, which I'm pretty sure it will be because a lot of these subscription-based shows like HBO and Amazon and Netflix, they're typically about an hour long. And so, you know, that's kind of what I would expect from that. So it's kind of like again, like I've been saying, it's kind of like a roller coaster. There's some good things that I'm hearing about this. There's some not so good things I'm hearing about this stuff. So yeah, it's all interesting to me, and I can't wait to see what another piece of information we're gonna get next. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about all of this kind of stuff. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe, light the beacons on your way out, and until our next meeting, I bid you farewell.